And we're back. So we had some technical difficulties. I failed my tech roll, just like these guys, and now we're back with part two. So you've entered into this room. There's a pit with this vague sort of purple luminescence coming from it.
If you didn't get what we did, Lloyd,
None of it.
okay. So Orion, is that right?
Oria.
Got some serious headaches at the edge of the pit, and started to get taken over by the hunger. So I grabbed him by the back of the scruff of his suit and threw him back like 10 feet.
Good call.
And advised him that pit didn't seem to agree with him. And he was rattling around with some headaches on the floor.
The luminescence begins to kind of get brighter, and over the lip of the pit, this sort of worm creature, maybe as long as your foot, like comes over the lip of the thing, and flops around on the ground.
Does it look like it has the capability of wriggling towards us?
Yes, it does.
I'm going to run away back into the room with the pods.
Some fighter you are.
Rigo the Brave.
Is there more of it, like going down into the hole, or is it just one?
It is faintly luminescent as well, and another one pops up from the side on the other side of the pit.
Oh, fucking shit! Where's a fucking thermal detonator when you need one?
Another one.
Okay. I grab Araya and like pull him back further and further down the corridor.
I'm happy to like kick and aid him along the way, you know, as he drags me out.
Another kind of pops up under the edge, and now they kind of begin to like wriggle towards each other, and then when they get together, they begin to like wriggle in your direction. They're slow, kind of following where you guys are going, but you're well able to outpace them back into the corridor.
Now, if I remember correctly, there's no like doors or hatches in between, right?
Yeah, no doors or anything.
At least we've earned ourselves some time.
Once more, is there like any type of support pillars like in these corridors?
Didn't you say we needed to go down that corridor?
No pillars or anything. It's basically it looks like maybe it's held up by the ceiling is not visible, but the things seem to stretch on to them, you know, the pods.
Right. Okay.
Didn't you say we needed to go down that corridor, Mansa?
Yeah, the throbbing pain begins to subside a bit as distance is put between me and this looming, presumably like Astra-filled void. And I just slowly nod my head, still grasping my temple. And I still feel the pull in that direction. Is that correct?
Yeah, big time.
Are more worms coming out, or is it sort of ceased for now?
It seems to have stopped for now.
Are they still hopping at us?
The ones, yeah, they're coming towards you slowly.
Now, if we move away and like obstruct ourselves from them, do they still seem to be able to sense or smell us?
Yeah, like they have like moved slowly towards the edge of that room at this stage.
I want to use like the speed I have over them to kind of like test my theories, or not theories, but like test their limitations. Like, can they sense me even if they can't see me, or do they even have eyes?
They don't seem to have eyes. They have like a lamprey-like mouth, but no eyes that you can see. They seem to be like scrolling themselves across the floor towards you, although they've only gotten to the edge of the room that you were in.
When I make it to the room, I'm going to cross over to where the pillar is. So you said there's like consoles and stuff, right?
Yeah, the pillar's quite a bit away, but you can run back to it if you like.
Well, that's in a different room than what we're in right now?
Yes, yeah.
Or is that... Is there... What is in... Is it this room completely empty? That we're currently in? Or was there stuff in this room that we're in?
The room that you had seen with the pit was just the pit itself, and then like it continued on the other side of the pit. You could like continue on into another corridor, basically.
Well, if we have to go that way, we have to go that way. But I don't fancy leaving that behind us, slowly filling our escape with worms.
Well, let's blast them. We've got pistols and rifles, right? And we're faster than them, so let's slowly advance or slowly retreat from them while we blast them. And to test that theory, I'm going to pull out my auto shotgun and start blasting at them.
Sure.
19 or more to hit, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
21 to hit, yep.
Yeah, I mean, immediately, like, the bullet hits and it just splats, sending those, this, like, luminescent sort of blood splattering against some of the nearby frozen ground.
Oh, so one laser blast just destroyed this thing.
Yep.
Then I'll turn it on to auto and mow the rest of them down too.
Yeah, it's no issue. Like, they're slow. You can aim easily and just splat all over the place.
Three down. How many more to go?
I want to scoop up some of the remains, by the way, and then in one of my containers.
Sure. Yeah, you can like scoop some of this goo into like a test tube and put it away.
I'll say, wiping some of the grime off my boots against like the wall before preparing to move on.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow Braga. He seems to have this under control.
Yeah, walking back into that room. Are you? What's the situation? What's the plan?
I'm going to go to the lip of that hole and just blast down into it. And how far is it to cross? Or is there a walkway or some mechanism?
Yeah, you can literally walk around it. It's like in the middle. It's like this big pit in the middle of the room, but you can walk around it out to the other side if you want to.
Yeah, I'll go point and with my like one iron rifle trained on the hole where the Mansa spoke of a hunger. And if I see anything movement down there, I'll just let it rip with the gun. Once I've moved to the other side, I'll give them the same like military gesture to follow, and then the monster gets me.
Yeah, if you move quickly, like by the time that all of you are across to the other side, like one of these things has like plopped out onto the lip, and you can see there are others like trying to scale the walls, but they're very, very slow. But you can see like there's quite a few of them now. Like basically, as you enter the room, they seem to like begin moving, but it takes them a long ass time to get there. So you can easily pass to the other side without danger.
And we can't see the source of them.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, if you look down into the pit, like there's at the bottom, it just looks like a purple light, but you guess it's like a writhing mass of them, probably.
Is there any other door in here, an exit, or?
Yeah, no door. Like basically, you go out. If you can imagine, like a circle with a line through it. Like you can basically walk in, walk around to the side, and out the other side.
Okay. The pole it's coming directly from this hole, right? Or
No, it's coming from beyond.
beyond. Okay. That's the case. As we move around, I'll tap shoulder and then just gesture, with 2 fingers down the other corridor.
I'll head down there.
More pods, more endless pods everywhere you look. And now you as you continue upwards, you come onto this bridge, like an overlook basically that looks down, and you can see that just endless pods. There must be hundreds of thousands of them arrayed around this place, all around as you continue on your path. Can you each make a wisdom save?
You're just gonna cycle through everything, aren't you?
21.
I'm just looking at the ones.
14.
19.
Nice.
Oh, actually, 22. Actually, I'm
Okay.
I got 13.
Dorn.
Yay!
You get this brief impression, really strong, urging you away from the pit that you had passed, and sort of a motherly or a fatherly or a parental sort of fear.
Sorry, can you run that by me again? Urging me past the pit or towards
Away
the pit?
from it, basically.
Right. There is a parental fear invading my mind for getting away from the pit.
Yeah, telling you to get away from it.
Yeah. Okay.
Protective
What we're
sort of
doing.
feeling.
So yeah, he's kind of shambling slightly more quickly this time because he's getting away from the worm-filled pit, and then the things strike him again, and he probably still sort of half shambles, and he's holding his carbine in one hand, and the hand comes up again to the side of his helmet, and he sort of keeps going, reassured by these strange mind visions that seem to be kind of comforting and on his side. He might even mumble, in agreement, yeah, I know. I'm going.
There'll just be a on the whisper link. What was that?
Yeah, we have to get away from here, don't we? This pit is all kinds of crazy. But the man feels good about this way, don't he? So.
I mean, I feel. I don't know about good.
Feel that way.
Right, I feel that way.
Your pain stops, Orion, and it's now a sort of you can feel like your muscles are no longer tired, like your head is relaxed, like the pain and the migraine is gone, the nausea are gone. Now there's this sort of welcoming warmth.
I breathe a sigh of relief at this and enjoy it for a few moments. Seeing that previously, just seconds ago, it was just agonizing. However, I feel uncomfortable at the same time. This constant swing in emotional states or pains and pleasures, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm the master of my own mind.
continuing along the corridor now, past the pit, across the bridge. You can see movement up ahead, a sort of skittering, and a light, a red light.
Seeing something skittering, I'll just like instinctively raise my rifle again, try and catch a beat on it, but whatever the source of the noise is, like disappears from the sights as soon as they're brought up.
You can see, you kind of barely pull your rifle up in time before it vanishes, and then it comes out again. And it begins walking across the bridge. It's like this small, on these very spindly legs, this small sort of robotic-looking thing. It's got like a red light, kind of like an eye, I guess, and it's skittering across the bridge, and it then stops, and there's like a sort of noise that it makes, and it's like got these really long. It's like it's small, like mass-wise, but it's very tall. It's maybe 10 feet tall, and these big spindly legs, and it kind of comes down in its legs to your height, and makes this noise.
Does this look like anything that one of us may have encountered before or heard tale of?
No, it's not familiar. I mean, it definitely looks robotic. Like there's no any skin or any organic matter on it.
How about this? Based on our experiences on the Harbinger, assuming we've been here before, and other experiences from other people's stories, what's the likelihood of this thing being friendly?
Generally assume that most things on the Harbinger are hostile.
All right, that's all I need.
Hey, Dimax,
I
this
bought.
area. Do you want to go check that machine or whatever it is out?
No, you go ahead. I'm cool.
And I'll just blast it.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
We get advantage, remember, Nico,
On initiative?
on initiative because of being soldiers. Not that it helps against his nat 20, but that was like an 8. We also get advantage on attacks against things that haven't gone, but obviously we're kind of hooked.
I got. Let me just put it in the chat there for you, Lloyd.
Yeah, please.
And then. Come on.
How'd you go, Dan?
Sorry, I was just typing it up for you.
So good.
Not great. Let's see.
And Orion?
Hangouts is being a real cunt, man. Being a real cunt. Now let me talk to him.
What'd you get?
Oh, fuck it. 10. I got a 10. There it goes. Now it's letting me fucking type.
Oh, whoa, there's a line through that. Weird. So this bot kind of senses your hostile intentions and skitters forwards very, very quickly. An arm comes out of the side of it with this sort of pincer-like claw, and it's going to rush forwards towards you, Brago, and try and hit you with it. And it does so. It like gets this claw and like slashes at your suit and pierces through into the arm, doing a pitiful 4 points of damage. Just like grazes the arm and pulls its own arm back, and then it strikes it with one of its legs. I think hitting you again. What's your AC?
Shit.
Okay. For 12 damage.
Whew, okay, 14. I think I'm bloodied here. No, nearly.
Yeah, so the claw like grazes you, but then this leg comes up and like with its like pointy end just like pierces right through your thigh, and the blood is just like making all these loud sort of beeping noises, and then it's your turn.
I'm just going to drop the pistol now that it's in close and draw out my Astra Blade and like pump both ends on and whirl it about with two hands. Try and thunk into this thing for a 18 to hit.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to action surge to do the same again for a 16 to hit.
Yes, sir. You have 2 attacks at level 5. You have the attack surge.
Oh, excellent. So that's 4 hit. Oh, sorry, 2 hit. 3 hits, right?
So you are action surging as well.
Yeah, if I'll need it. So I got 16 plus. Oh, sorry, I'll do the first 2. 12 plus 10. 12 plus 24 plus 4. 28 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, the chain blade just like shrieks and like slices into the metal of this thing. You like slice through a leg and then up into the chassis itself, and there's just like these sparks coming out, and then the light kind of like fades and it clunks to the ground.
Rather than use my action surge at the end, I'll like stop the blade inches from the armor and think perhaps we could salvage something from this, and rather than like completely obliterating it, I'll stay in my hand. And then like fall back as like blood spills out of my punctured thigh, and I worry what's gotten into my suit, or perhaps in the actual damage that's done to me. So
the main thing that you notice is like cold air is what you can feel. There's this sort of as like the oxygen pumps out of your suit or whatever, but it seems like, as you scanned earlier, the air is breathable.
I'm going to towards Brigo, and as I do, like blue Astra like smoke begins to coalesce and solidify within my hand, and then begins to expel out Delta Quadrant, bisexual moths, and begin to swirl around his wound, flutter, like blue droplets fall off, and begin to close it up. And I heal him for 10 points of damage.
Nice.
And here's the thing, right? And until you're full health.
So you broke up there. What did you say?
I'll do it again. I'll continue to like pulse these and send these in his direction until he's full health. Like I'll cast it again.
I'm pretty well healed from the first one. There's only like minor scratches and discomfort after that if you want to save your energy.
No, it's fine. It cost me 0 Astra to do this.
I'll take it back to full then.
Really? They've got healing for 0 Astra?
That's what I said. I told Lloyd I found something that seems kind of peculiar.
Sure.
So one of the things that a Mancer gets ability, spell mastery, 1 Astra ability that costs, I believe, 1 point or less. And you can cast it for 0 Astra, and it does not have a clause that indicates like once a day, once a long rest. I can just do it.
But presumably on your turn, right? Not as a reaction.
I believe it's a bonus action to do it as well, this particular spell, so I could bonus action in action.
Holy moly, yeah. That is potentially an issue.
Too, but I mean, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, okay, nice. So in the moments after this like thing clunks to the ground, you like summon this blue Astra to you, and you continue to like heal this wound until its nary a scratch is visible. And you can continue onwards. through this corridor, endless fucking corridors. Do you want to mess with this thing, Diamax?
Yeah, definitely. I would want to take a look at it, see if I can get any information about it.
Sure, you can make a tech roll for me, please.
Cobble any spare parts that came from it. So yeah, that would be 27.
Yeah, perfect.
28.
So you like look into this thing, and you can see that like the strike from Brago, halted as it was, didn't harm any of the major wiring or servos within. You can see like this pretty, to your eyes, looking pretty advanced sort of engine that runs on Astra. It's pretty small. You reckon like it's a good example of miniaturization. You think that this potentially is a pretty big find, and you can store that away.
I do so eagerly.
The camera as well, or the eye or whatever, seems to be useful as well. So you can take that as well. So you set to work like tearing this thing apart as Oriath like heals Brago. And what's the plan?
What's the plan? Who now? What?
What do you want to do?
Is it? Am I still being pulled in a direction?
Yes.
Then I
there's
will.
Like this welcoming sort of like the in a cartoon, the pie smell that wafts from a window, just like bringing you closer.
Right. I'll once more I'll gesture and continue to kind of move in that direction with the party here.
Yeah.
Is it getting stronger?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
As you continue through these corridors, finally, after what has been hours, you come to a door. The first door you've seen since the one that led to space. It's not particularly ornate or anything like that. There is a pad on the side, and there is, you can see Oriath, although the rest of you cannot see this, inlaid on the door, a sort of like flowing pattern of Astra. Different colors like intermingling and like wandering through, sort of like snakes or tentacles like writhing on the door. So like the colors intermix, and they seem to like all four colors of Astra are here, and they seem to like intermix and occasionally like make new colors.
Does this seem like it's something that's going to require another pulse sort of deal?
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, fuck it, I'll try. I don't have all four colors though, right? So I'll have to try to catch it on a single color.
Sure.
I guess.
So you can make me a dex check, and then you can see how that goes.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Fail me now. Oh, that's a 19 on the die. Plus 2,
Nice.
so 21.
So you're watching carefully as these like sort of serpent or tentacle like things like swarm over the door and then like away and then like, appear again and again, occasionally like crossing into purple or crossing into other colors. And as it comes to red, I'm guessing, just as it kind of comes in before the other color comes in, you like quickly blast off and with a
Astral blast.
The door opens, and there is heat coming from in here, and it's the first place you've been to that's warm. You can see it like a mirage almost, like the heat, even though it's not incredibly hot, like compared to the outside. There's like this wafting sort of heat coming out from in here. Seems to be a lab of some kind. There's desks and tables and stuff laid out with like alembics and weird sort of like ancient looking potion devices and things of that nature. There's also then like juxtaposed with that these like high tech, like holo display computers of various kinds. The room looks to be like a sort of upside down pyramid, and about 20 feet up there's like a gantry, a balcony with no visible means of getting up there, and then another 20 feet up from that another balcony. No ladders, no steps, anything like that. Also in this room there are 2 pods. They seem to be much bigger than the previous pods, each of them 15 feet compared to the 10-foot ones you had seen downstairs. And inside, like they're not icy, they actually seem to be boiling in here. And inside there is a sort of purplish, as opposed to pinkish creature.
Interesting. I was kind of stand there and look around and fix my gaze on our mechanist over here. Stare at him, wait.
The welcoming feeling is like overwhelming now. You just like, you want to take off all your clothes and like lie down here in the heat. It feels like home.
And I do, as I'm just staring at him. I bring my hand up and flick the latch on my, my helmet. You hear the as it depressurizes, and I take it off my space helmet. Not my face helmet.
Hey,
and
what is he doing over there?
Oh, Croak, stop him.
The air is like sickly sweet. Smells kind of like cinnamony. Very odd.
Can I?
Yes.
If Braco isn't going to do it, can I like tackle him to the ground or something? Try to jam his helmet back on.
Try.
It's not really what I'm skilled for, but sure, why not try save someone's life? Perhaps is what I'm thinking. Oh, it's not bad. Is it like a contested?
Yeah, I'd say athletics.
I mean, would I be resisting? Or would I be too? I would think nah. I'm just kind of trying to be like super chill. Like, oh man, it's so nice in here.
Okay.
We should stay.
Well, I'm probably slightly unsuspecting of the fact that you give no resistance, and we probably get thrown slightly further. And then I kind of ram the helmet back on, following Brago's protocol.
So as you roll, like you like hit into one of the legs of one of the desks, only slightly, and there's like a slight sort of wobble of glass, like a.
What are you doing? Didn't you see those crazy ass worms in the just down the corridor?
What are you doing? Some voice.
Start looking around.
Yeah, on the second floor of this place, standing on the balcony looking down, is this very, very gaunt, tall creature. It's got purple, sort of slimy skin. Its face, these white, sort of dead-looking eyes and 4 tentacles. And it's like looking down, like almost confused, as it's like fingers drum on the banister there. What are you doing here?
Sorry, would have knocked, but we didn't know anybody was home. As I kind of shuffle over by Brago.
Seems to be processing this and having difficulty doing it.
We're here to investigate whispers sent to a arachnomancer. I don't know what you call that guy. The Archmaester. And we're here to recover tech or information regarding this. Visions that our Mancer here picked up led us to this place.
And you can see it like it's like trying to form words with its tentacles, but having difficulty doing so. And then it like stops that, and then you can hear a voice like clear as day in your minds, and it says, "Whispers. Shouldn't be happening. You're not welcome here."
Well, here is on the planet that we inhabit. Like this Harbinger came into our airspace, right?
Yeah.
So the same could be said for you.
This one, and it points at Oriath. Bring him to a pod.
That ain't gonna happen.
And it looks like this look of confusion comes over its face, and it's like, bring him to a pod. I command you.
For what reason?
I will study him.
At that,
He is interesting. You are mundane.
As this conversation seems to be taking a turn, and Rego seems to be a bit confrontational with Creature, I will begin moving away from him.
The thing like kind of lifts itself up into the air and like floats down onto the ground level where you are. Just like lands with a sort of like very, very slight wet noise, like a slapping noise. Bring him to a pod, and it points this like long alien finger. I wish to examine him. There is something unusual about him. One of these special pods.
I'll like place down my blaster gently on the ground, and as I go like turn up from my bow, I'll just whip out the chain blade and try and cut this thing in half.
Excellent. Roll initiative, me lord.
Advantage.
What's my mental state right now?
You can act. Like you have control over your actions.
It feels so good. Initiative. Fuck off. Come on, man. This is fucking garbage ass initiative. Here we go. Beat that, sucker. I'm first, right, Lane? That's how
What'd
this
you get?
works. Lowest.
Yeah. You want to reload? That's
No.
the way this game
Yeah,
works.
Yeah, sure. Surely we're playing the same game.
Okay, yeah, so Brago, as you say, whip out the chainsword.
Yeah, I will action surge on this guy too.
Lord.
So a hit, a crit, and a hit.
Jesus Christ.
Some boss this was.
It ain't over yet.
Oh.
I mean,
Snake.
28 bludgeoning.
Nice. Slashing, right?
Slashing, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you roar into this thing, cutting like these purplish blots off. It's not wearing any armor or anything. It's wearing this like ornate robe, cutting bits of flesh left, right, and center as they like plop onto the ground. It looks at you with like just utter surprise. Like this is not an eventuality it could have even considered. But at the end of your turn, nonetheless, it looks in your direction and it tries to fling you across the room with motherfucking. Yes. Nope, that's not right. Sorry, I'm still getting used to these new spells.
So is this as a legendary action?
Yes.
Which means that it's acted in the combat round, or is in terms of our advantage bonus?
I would usually rule that as it's until its turn. I don't think it
Okay, fair enough.
acts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently I can't fling across the room, so I won't do that. Okay, so I had in my mind. No, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So make me an intelligence save, please.
19.
Okay, nice. So it goes. You can feel like this, of like gravity, as it like points its eyes towards you. But you kind of just like there's like a sort of, you just like shift maybe an inch across the ground, but like you've planted your feet and you don't go far. And again, like it doesn't have eyebrows, but its ridge above each eye is like lifted up in shock. Diamax.
Okay, so as this kicks off, I shove each hand into my satchel, coming out with 2 spheres. One, which looks much like a fist-sized eyeball, begin to go blue as I toss it in the air, and it will go and hover next to Brago. And basically, when he chooses to, he can activate it, and basically it'll heal him a D10 hit points.
Thank you, sir.
Nice one.
And the other will roll on the ground like some distance behind a creature, and it'll unfurl, looking much like a mechanical ant as its legs dig into the ground, becoming immobile, and these little turrets come out. And that is one of my sentries, which I will start using my next turn. That'll be it for me this turn.
Nice one. Dorn.
Dorn is a simple man of simple pleasures and is going to shoot this thing. But before he does, he's going to spend the 1 astrofade limit he has left to use energy weapons and imbue his carbine with an extra 1d6 force damage per use for the next hour. Because this guy hasn't acted, I have advantage on all the hits, so I'm going to do the first 2 before action surging. 16 plus 8.
That's a hit.
4, and 14 plus 8 for me. Oh, in fact, it's more than that because he has the marksman as well.
Safe to say it's a hit.
Good. So this is. So those first 2 are 2d10, and then they have 2d6 added onto them, and then they have plus 5 damage to each hit, I believe. Oh, almost max. So that's 24 on the dice plus another 10, so 34 damage.
Wow, nice.
If it still stands,
It still stands.
I will action surge and do that all over again. That first one is. I actually count it up properly because it may.
Your mic's making crazy noises there, Dan.
Is it? I apologize.
Yeah, like sort of crackly or something.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So I have plus 10 to hit, I think. So that's 16.
16 won't do it.
Okay, and the next.
Yes, definitely.
18 plus many. Just ignore those d6s, and I will roll a d6 and a d10. 14 plus 5, 19 damage.
All right. Yeah, so this volley hit this thing, again, blowing splats out of it, but it still stands. And at the end of your turn...
Can I move to cover if it
Yes.
really matters?
You certainly can. You can move behind one of these desks if you like.
Sure. I will take a desk. Yeah, so I'm probably doing that strafing, like, and you can see like the Astra energy coming off this gun as I've imbued it. As it blows chunks out of this guy.
It raises a hand, clearly upset at the situation. And as it does so, you can see like this red power begin to swell inside. And as the like hand goes from a closed fist to like an open one, it's like roaring hot crimson beam shoots out. I'll need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
When you say each of you,
yes, including you, and you can make with advantage, Dan, because you took cover.
Disadvantage?
Advantage.
Oh, good.
17.
Okay.
That's a third 19.
Naughty amount for Brago.
Oh, very naughty. My lord.
I have 26.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Prepare to get rickety round. So if you got over a 17, which I think most of you did, you will take 15. You will take 31.
What?
Yeah. Fire damage.
Surely you mathed wrong.
I'm 100% not mathing wrong.
Oh man, I'm down then. All right, death saves.
It's just this like sort of sweeping laser of plasma, just like pours through the place. The creature then, on its turn, is going to try and bite your ass. Oh, but it absolutely bottles it. It tries to grab you with its tentacles, Brago, but instead it like slips on some of the viscera of its own gore and can't connect that strike. But you see it as it does so, like its tentacles kind of writhe and blue light shines between them, and it seems to cast something upon itself. And then it's Oriath's turn.
Oriath falls to the floor in a heap, like a red molten line scored across his chest. You can smell burnt flesh from beneath, and just crumples like a marionette with its strings cut. It makes a death saving throw and fails.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it will use its last legendary action this turn to try and grab you again, my lord. It fucks it up again. I think. What's your armor class there, Nico?
14.
Okay, so it actually does. It like gets its tentacles on you. You can use an action in your turn to try and get out of that if you like. And that is back to you, my lord.
Is its plasma emitter still shooting, or is it kind of just like a burst and then it ceased?
Yeah, just a burst that ceased. Basically, like all at once, like this laser like swept from left to right across the room.
I'm going to try and cut the appendage off that's like holding that, its ability to deal out that much death. I'm going to, just attack it twice in close quarters. 19 and a 20 to hit.
Yes, sir.
27 slashing. Sorry, Dan?
Nico, you could do the same. Add d6 force damage to all of your attacks with your chainsword thing. I can do, unless you're saving it for some reason.
I don't know if I can do that, man. I've got the energy weapons, like weapon you hold gains d6 damage for 1 hour, but I assume that's just my blaster pistol, right?
It says I think it's any one weapon you choose to imbue it with.
Yep.
So it takes a bonus action to imbue.
Count it as an energy weapon?
That's just the name of the ability, but you can apply it to your melee weapons as well.
Yeah, you're actually imbuing a weapon with energy rather than
So
it being an energy weapon.
Went into the Harbinger. Shit. No worries. Well, I'll do
Super bonus
that
action.
my next convenience. Well, I'll do it now then.
You are grappled though by this dude.
That's all good. My movement's
Okay.
0, and he's going to drag me about, which is fine. I want to stay in melee with him, so I'm not going to waste my action to get free. I'll just keep jabbing him.
Okay. Nice. So then we go Diomax.
And that ball of blue that Dino Max threw up for me, I'm going to take my reaction to absorb that now to heal up
Nice.
the wound that I just got doled out.
Yep. So Diomax, you next.
So first, the sentry begins to take a shot at this thing. For 6. That's not going to hit.
Nope, that's going to miss.
Then I will I be able to move in position, take a shot at this thing without having to shoot through Brago?
Yeah, you can move, absolutely, to get a good shot at him.
Okay. So that would be 21 to hit.
Yes, sir.
As I pull out my short scatter gun and so that'll be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Then I will, for my bonus action. Now, just to confirm, with the Astra, we can go over our limit, but then we start suffering effects depending on
Yeah,
our
you have to
lowest
roll
count.
on the table when you go over.
Okay. So this one will put me at my limit as I activate another a sphere, a medical sphere, and toss it over towards our unconscious friend.
Nice.
My man.
Every time you say sphere, I think you're saying spear, so I'm just imagining that you're angry dwarf throwing
I'm
spears.
just chucking spears at everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one.
Critical spear. Oh, I feel so good.
Healing with pain.
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, Diomax, it is going to, with its left hand, it's going to kind of move it about, and it's going to summon a red light, and that'll put it at limit. That's good. Ooh, okay, yeah. So your sword, Brago, and your gun, Dorn, each become worn. They degrade. Like it basically puts out, and like you can see, as if like 20 years go by in a heartbeat, these like weapons begin to corrode a little bit. You can feel them start to look old and worn in a heartbeat.
Just to tell you, our starting weapons as warriors start worn. If you read,
I think just the guns start worn.
Oh, is it just the guns? So my gun is actually now fucked.
The middle one, yeah.
Yeah, which is disadvantage to everything.
Yes.
And if you get a 1, it gets worse. So
yes, you don't get a 1. Yeah, so it reaches out with this red hand, and the weapons begin to like degrade and fall apart before your very eyes. And then it's your turn, Dorn.
Fantastic. I stare at my gun. I take aim at him, and I try fire. And like 15.
15 misses.
I try fire, and now that's a 19.
That one hits.
And that's a D10 and a D6 plus 5, 19 damage.
Very nice. This thing is looking in poor shape.
I don't have anything else special to do, I don't think. No. If my cover is still looking reasonably safe, I will stay put. If not, I'll shift it to something safer.
So on its turn, then it's going to try and suck out your brain. There you go.
Did you just say suck his brain?
That's what I said.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Hope he's not too hungry.
Fuck off.
Jesus.
He ate more than my fucking brain by the look of that.
Oh my lord.
So I think like you just see me spasming, held up by this thing as he begins to drain me, but then like just like a when both my eyeballs get sucked out too, and then like as my tongue gets ripped out my throat, and like everything starts getting drained up to this crack in the front of my face. It just drops the shell of Brago's clothing to the ground, just with a clutter. Actually, not even a clutter, just like a into his own gore that I'd uselessly cut off him anyway.
It just like sucks, and Brago is no more. Hideous thing that it is. Jesus. Alright.
Death save.
Well, I got this orb thing going on. What's the deal with that?
I think you can use your reaction to.
It'll heal you D10 damage.
Can you take a reaction when you're unconscious? Question mark.
No, I'm fucking unconscious.
Can someone else, can like the mechanist take a reaction to command it to heal him, or like rub it in his face?
Just rub it on him.
It just says, it doesn't say it has to be a reaction. It just says at any time, and the any is in bold.
Oh, okay. Sick.
Okay.
Nice.
So how about now?
Right now.
Right now.
So it just heals me for a D10.
Yep.
Okay. So that's a big fat 1. So we're on the brink of death.
Wah, wah, wah.
But you're not unconscious anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
you still
up
have your
and
tongue.
over, right?
Most of your
Right.
face.
So clutching this horrid wound in my chest, I pathetically crawl back like behind this table. And lean up, thump my back onto it, and begin to channel Astra. And who's still up? It's those 3? Okay. Astra begin to coalesce like this blue smoky cloud in the palm of my hand. Is like crushing it, and it explodes out and fills the room, and then begins to come back in and swirl around you. Diamax, you as well, Dorn, and I guess myself, since I'm the only other target left. And I'm going to pop 5 Astra and boost the shit out of this bad boy. So, for 1 minute, for the duration, targeted creatures add 2 to their armor class. And whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw, since I boosted it, they get to roll a d8 on top of that and add it to the total number. And they also immediately reduce their Astra Fade by 1.
Shit.
And then I presumably am going to have to roll on the Astra table.
Oh, baby. How many are you over?
1. So it'll be the first table.
Yeah. So roll me a d6, please.
And I got a 6.
The rigors of the Astra take their toll. Take 1d6 force damage.
Wonderful.
You're back out again.
Fucking wonderful. Unbelievable.
So you take 4 damage. So you like come to and you're like waving about your telling this magic. And as you do so, it's like too much, and you begin to overload, and like this pain behind your eyes as you try to control this astral that you're channeling into you. And like the pain is such that you just like fall unconscious immediately afterwards. I assume.
Can I? Well, what's the timing on that exactly? Can I use my bonus action first?
Retroactively, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't. I don't know if it's. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
really
say
clear
no.
on that. No. Okay.
Nick,
What's the damage doing?
That's what Brago looks like now.
5 force damage.
4.
4.
Yeah, I rolled.
Brago.
Oh, you rolled. Okay. So you guys at least have your Astra reduced by 1 straight away.
Sweet.
Since you know,
I don't need to use that for another hour, but thank you.
just slumps forward as I'm fucking back out again.
Hold up, was that bolster? Was that bolster that you cast before?
That was emboldening presence.
Is that concentration?
It is concentration.
Oh boy.
Yeah, fucking right.
Does it only last as long as the concentration's up?
Yeah,
I mean,
so it literally happened.
Oh.
That is. It's too
The
funny.
only, the
You're
only
like,
effect.
witness my power, and then
I'm starting to remember now that yeah, I don't control the Astra. I'm just a conduit for its power.
Right.
It does what it fucking wants.
a pretty good lesson to learn at the end of a fight.
Right. Bright side, at least the one effect happened, right? Where you guys have your Astra reduced by 1, so you can do.
It's just the ongoing stuff. So
That
the AC
stuff, like, you
and
could-
the saving throws.
Yeah, you could heal me again,
Nice.
Diomax, and I could just pop this bitch off again and hope for the best.
Oh, mate.
Okay, right. We better continue with the goddamn game. So Brago. Oh, you're dead. You're very dead. Diomax.
Okay, first, a sentry is gonna 13 to hit. Assuming
That's going to miss. Yeah.
How damaged is this creature?
Pretty damaged. It looks to be in bad shape. I know that's vague as all hell.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't know, because seeing what happened to Brago, I don't know that Diomax would be eager to stick around, to be honest. Oh, Lord.
But if you want to, I don't mind.
I mean, honestly, I think there's this alien that just basically sucked the face off someone as it's. So basically, man, I don't know. Yeah, basically just yelling a string of curses. I'm going to go ahead as I'm starting to back up to the door. I'm going to take a shot at it. See what happens here. He's not feeling very brave. Yeah, that's only a 15 to hit.
Yeah, it's going to miss. Like whizzes past. Actually, better still, it comes towards it and it just like stops in the air as it like psychically stops it. And its eyes lock on you as you cower. Anything else?
Yeah, for my bonus action, I will reach into my pouch, point out another sphere as I imbue it with my Astra, and toss it over towards our unconscious comrade once again as I use the remainder of my movement to head out the door.
No problem. At the end of your turn, this thing is going to cast another. This might go poorly for it, don't worry. It's going to cast another spell. It's going to try and grab you. No, it can't do that. I wish I'd studied these spells better before I decided to run this game.
Might have been handy.
I mean, you had so much time. I don't understand why you don't.
I know, yeah.
Put them down.
Unprofessional. All right, so it's going to try and fling a bolt at you as you cower and flee like a little girl, Dennis.
So I didn't make it through the door, I take it?
You did, yeah. But I mean, it's open.
It's chasing me down the hall.
It's like it's flinging this missile. It's got a long ass range. Let's see if it can.
You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. My legs are pumping and
little tiny legs.
Yeah. It's not a dwarf, damn it. He's just dwarf sized.
And it will do so. It will miss you, Dennis. It will hit the other two, though. It'll hit you, Dorn, and you, Orion.
I thought you were shooting at the runaway.
Yes, but he's boosted this so you can target 3 creatures within range.
I'm behind the table though, right? Like
I was in cover too.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, he rolled a 19 and 18, so the cover is not going to stop this from happening, I'm afraid.
Right.
I mean, it's full cover.
Okay, so 12 damage, Dorn, 13 damage to Orion.
So I just automatically fail at death save. Yeah. Okay.
And now it has to roll on the fade table. It has gone over.
Dude, I hope it fucking eats it.
It is over by 3.
Roll that 6, man.
It's actually a D8. A 2. That's probably bad.
It's not.
Astra surges through your muscles, strengthening you. Add 1d4 damage to the next attack you make with a melee weapon, or gain advantage on your next strength check. So it as it begins flinging all this energy around, you can see it's pulling this mist around it and into it. It seems to its muscles prop up, swollen with this gas, and there's sort of a reddish hue to the purple now. And Dorn.
So Dawn was gonna be shouting. I can't stop thinking about it. Got Dynamax now. He was gonna shout, and that's why I learned to shoot and not swing a saber after that guy loses his face. And they go, and that's why I didn't learn to dabble in the Astra after he goes down, and then he's just pegged it. So I guess he just kind of grumbles to himself, aims at this obscenely powerful thing that is tearing him and everyone to shreds. Disadvantage, even with a +10, that's 12. Disadvantage, that's a 15.
No, sir.
Wicked.
Wicked.
I'm glad that first one wasn't a 1. Otherwise, my gun would have just broken. Can I? You said there's no cover.
Yeah, there's a desk, so you have cover. It just wasn't enough. The AC bonus wasn't enough to stop him hitting you.
Sure, but there's no cover when running down this corridor.
No, it basically leads out into this corridor with the pods again.
Sure, and he's how far away from where I am?
30 or so feet, maybe.
But he's not 30 or so feet from the door. The door's further back.
He's further from the door than you are.
Okay. Then I guess I changed position. I don't think I can even really drag the Mancer without slowing down too much. Can I drag him to sort of the door? Or
I guess you could. It'll slow you down a lot.
I'm gonna bolster you next turn for what it's worth.
I am going to be generous, and even though I don't know him too much, I'm going to drag him by the collar and drag him towards the door, hoping that me falling back from my current position and getting towards the door. I know it doesn't afford me much cover, but it might get away from the brain sucking. And if he does come, I can just hold the Mancer up in front of me and hope he gets sucked instead. Yeah. So I'll run by, grab the Mancer, and pull him with me towards the door.
Okay. I guess. This is inconvenient for you. At the end of your turn, it is going to try and grab you with a sort of yellowish tendril of energy.
Okay. Sure you don't want this nice and conscious, tasty?
I will need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
No, remember he wants to study me, man. Right? Remember?
That will be a 24.
That is a success. Very good.
You could fuck right off.
Now you only take half of 55 damage.
God, so much salt in here. So that was its Unless I guess it will.
Under the impression we were here to play test the rules, not fucking, be murdered.
Well, I mean, in the process of testing them, you have died.
What kind of guidelines are you following?
Not my fault that you died. Wow, that is a lot of astral fade for that. That's going to be awkward. I wonder. It's another 3, putting him at 6. Fuck. Okay, this might be the end of the dude.
Blow it up.
We can only hope.
Yeah, the low numbers are good for you when you roll. With the higher numbers are bad.
Yeah.
5.
5 right there in the middle.
Okay, so finally it catches up with him. All this Astra swirling around him and like confusing his muscles. He like tries to do this thing and it fails. It kind of like peters out before it gets to you, and you can see him like slump. He seems to shrink a little bit. He has a level of exhaustion.
Ooh.
And then it's his turn. He's going to float across the room towards you, Dor, and he's going to try and grapple you.
Oh, come on.
I'm going
Is Ragon still hanging from one of his tentacles?
He's thrown that shell onto the ground, and he's coming forward now. I need you to make acrobatics or athletics.
There is like a tasty Mansa right between me and him, but okay.
He wants to
Doesn't want to kill him.
An
Does that count as
acrobatics.
You're
cover?
looking at a 20 you need.
Really?
Yes, sir.
God
can
damn
do
it.
it.
I had a +7, I rolled a 12, so that is 19.
Ah,
Wow. Okay, so he grapples you. These tentacles like writhing on your face. One of them is like trying to get into your ear. Another one is like struggling to get into your nostril as it is holding you in place. Although that is luckily all it can do. It can't suck your brains out this turn. Oriath.
I spin the orb. Heal for 4.
Go,
Use my
Lord.
bonus action, and do the whole thing with the moths again, and heal for 7 to 11 total. Then I'm going to spend my proper action, and once more send out this blue empowering cloud, and you get a D8 to your rolls, attacks and saves, +2 to your armor, and your Astra is reduced by 1, and I'm targeting all 3 of us. And then I go over my Astra by 5. And that'll put me at 7. So I'm on the D12 table.
Oh, jeez.
And then I roll the dice, and I get a 5, and go stiff as a fucking board as I'm paralyzed. However, still concentrating with the spells and all.
I guess that's true.
so it's slightly better than last turn where you just fell right back unconscious.
Yeah,
So
I wised up to do the heal first this time.
Smart.
Right, okay. At the end of your turn, he can't do his suck brain as a legendary. I thought that was too mean.
Thanks.
But he can cast spells, and Lord, if he's not going to cast a spell.
Okay. If he's rolling to hit, he's at disadvantage because I'm next to him.
Yes, that is correct. He is going to try and... I just got to do it. Your gun deteriorates further, rusting, snapping, like screws popping out of the side, and bits just falling off now at this stage.
Son of a bitch. I really like that gun.
And he's got to roll big dirty dice now. I just really want to see what happens when you roll the big dice.
You know, if he explodes and kills me, I will not be happy. That's spite.
So now he's in this D12 table here.
So now the gun is completely broken,
Yes.
unless someone D20 ints checks it. Where's that mechanic?
Yeah, I could fix it. If there wasn't a big alien trying to kill us, it was making me run for my life.
Oh, it's actually the D20 table he's on.
Jeez.
11.
That doesn't really apply.
Okay, it's to do with allies.
I think you should re-roll. That sounds lame.
I'm going to allow this. 10.
Oh, yes.
Fuck. Okay. So he like
Suck it.
he melts your gun, and then you can see him like trying to summon other spells to him, but like the mist that was like all around him swirling just like floats up into the air, and he's like almost like grabbing at it with his hands, but it like it vanishes, and he can no longer cast spells until he finishes a short rest. That is a fucking disaster.
If only he didn't have the giant brain-eating powers.
Yes. Yep. If only. Unfortunately, he does have those powers.
I know.
So Diamax.
Okay, first.
Now remember,
Come back here, you fucking coward.
Wait, 8.
you got that D8 to your rolls, buddy.
Oh,
For saves, is it?
only for saves.
Saving throws.
Is it just saving throws?
I'll double check here real quick. It gives you an extra D8 to your attack, roll, and saving throws.
Oh, sweet.
There's 18 a hit.
It is.
Okay, so finally my little. Well, shoot, it probably would that apply? It wouldn't probably apply to my sentry though, would it?
No, I don't think so.
Do you not have your own gun arm?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and it's moved to the doorway now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So it'd be in range since I haven't moved yet. So yeah, that'll be
That's a hit.
23, 32, something like that. You said +8. Yeah, so that hits, and that's a D10. So another 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, as he yells, "Come back here, coward," I will say, I think you should run. I will use my bonus action. I will toss a blue sphere. That will put me 1 over my limit. As I toss one of the healing spheres to Dorn. So I need to roll. I think it's just a 6, right? Or yep, D6. Below. Oh, of course. That's what I get for trying to help people.
Yep.
So that's 1d6. Of course. Now the max dice come. So that takes me down. Still over half. That's good. So after I tell you that, then I'll continue my movement down the hall.
Okay. So at the end of your turn, it is going to just like lash out with a claw towards the paralyzed man.
What? Wait, what?
So it will hit you, and it will auto crit you because you're paralyzed.
It wants to study me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, with its claws.
Fuck.
Maybe it wants to
You don't have to be
study
conscious for
your
it to study you. And currently you're a threat.
I'm not doing anything.
It's okay. You only take 4 damage. No, 6, sorry.
Only. Oh, fuck.
Is 6 enough?
No.
Oh.
No, I healed myself up and got up to 10.
Okay. Yeah, so it like lashes out with this claw, and it, like the claw rakes across like your throat, but not deep enough to kill. And then it is Dorn's turn.
Does this thing, now it is in my face, look pretty damn knackered?
It looks extremely knackered, yeah.
Does it by any chance still have that giant vibro saber thing sticking out of it that it kind of took with it?
No, it is. That thing is still whirring on the ground by the desiccated corpse of Bragon.
Oh.
You can see on my belt
Oh.
There is a double, like a sawed-off scatter gun, and there is also a small vibro sword.
Oh, is the small vibro sword a short sword? Dude?
Hello?
Yeah, what is the small vibro sword? Is it a short sword?
Mechanically, it's a short sword.
Mechanically, it's a short sword. That's better than the dagger that I had to choose as my offhand weapon. So, noticing the paralyzed form of this Mansa having a better melee weapon than me, I basically go, right, fucker, that was my favorite gun. Drop it to the ground, pick up the vibro sword from him, and then using the Astrofade charge thing that Riot has given me, you see he twists the blade in the air and it glows red along the whole blade, and it starts to hum. Me and you are going to tango until one of us come out of this alive. Here we go, because I'll be disadvantaged with the gun, even though I'm better at hitting it with it, I thought. And now
Don't forget, you have that D8, man.
D8, yeah.
What's the situation with grapple? I don't even know how it works. You don't have disadvantage, right? If
No,
the
I just
grapple
can't move anywhere.
Yeah,
but
okay.
like I'm fucked if I do.
Yeah.
So that's a 19 plus 4 plus my modifier.
Yes,
Many.
that's
That's like my fourth 19, but not
Yeah.
a 20. I'm just going to roll to see if I hit the next one. 14 plus 7 plus 7 or something ridiculous.
Yes.
So that's 2 hits. Both of them are d6s plus the forceness, whatever I'm using. That's 16 plus 4, 8. So that's 24 damage.
Yes, it is dead.
Oh, excellent. So yeah, it goes to slash at the guy at Oriath on the ground, leaving itself open, and I see sort of underneath it, past it, there is this vibro sword. So I lunge down, grab it, activating my energy weapon thing on the way up, sort of slash him across the chest as I pull the blade backwards. He sort of reels up, and then I just plunge it into his face.
As you slice through this thing's brain with the vibro blade, it thunks down onto the ground, and there's a pause, a brief respite, as you can hear you realize pods are opening, and as you look out, actually you would see Dynamax out of the nearest one, stumbles with this jelly, naked and freezing in the cold, and they have this tube in their throat. It's screaming and trying to seems to be in agony, and this is happening in the millions in this place. People falling out of all of these pods.
I still had some movement from my turn, and I have already started running as the pods start going. So yeah, I grab my gun back because I like it, and I keep the sword and start running.
The pods in the room that you were in also open, but out of these are not people; they're hulking.
I think
you're breaking up.
Oh shit! So in the room with you, these pods open, and instead of people, these are these big, sort of ogre-sized, squid-faced things, and they let out these horrible sort of noises as you begin to flee.
Did you guys just leave me there? It's paralyzed.
The pods are opening between me and my escape, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How could you do that, Doran?
Do I get the sense that I could drag a paralyzed man quick enough to not be eaten myself?
Right. It looks like the most of the pods are just people, but it's the two in this room specifically that are the monsters. They seem to be writhing on the ground currently. It looks like they're taking some time getting used to being born.
Okay, well then if I don't have to immediately save my own skin, I will acquiesce to picking up the paralyzed man and dragging him along.
When
What a lamb.
And the room that they're in, where I placed my sentry, is where those hulking things come out.
Yeah.
So it would begin firing at them.
Sure. Yeah.
So
You can
that would
see-
provide a distraction, I guess, maybe, hopefully, as they're trying to
Definitely. You can see like these things, and they look like they've been like born prematurely. Like their eyes are like tiny and all hideous, like almost things, but not quite. The people, on the other hand, look like they've been shriveled down. Like shriveled and frozen, and as they come out, they're trying to pull these like tubes out of their throats. You can see like the cold is like so intense, and they're like soaking wet that they immediately begin to like freeze. Most of them are like shivering, and you can see them like dying all around you.
Diomax doesn't slow down long enough to see any of this.
Yeah. You run through that room with the pit, and there's like worms like flinging out of it up at the ceiling and like all over the place. There's like this hideous sort of screeching as you go through that room. I'll need you to make a deck save as you run through there, not to get swarmed.
Excellent. Has Dynamax picked up? Did you pick up that tech from that sentry bot a while back, or do you have to get it on the way out?
No, I picked it up already. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it saves that we also get a D8 too? That you said?
Yes, the D8 is counted for saves.
Yes, sir.
That is 11. From a D20, a D8, and a +7, I got an 11.
27 for
Jeez.
Dynamax.
What?
And that's if you didn't give me
Dynamax, you are just-
disadvantage for carrying a go.
You are a streak of lightning as you're running through the place, Dynamax. Just like you're not looking back. You're just like moving nonstop. But you got a 5. Is that what you said, Dan?
That it's 4 on the dice plus the 7 that I have for 11.
Okay.
That's from a D20 and a D8.
Throw me a D10, please.
Can I drop the Magus down the hole and avoid this entire situation? Or do I have to roll
Yes.
these dice? Okay. I drop them
I'm
down the
gonna
hole and
fucking
carry on
haunt
running.
you. I'll be back for you.
Yeah,
So the worms are like swarming, and you like see them coming towards you, and you just like push this guy down into the hole, and they like swarm in after him.
Don't forget, you still have that healing sphere following you, Dorn.
Oh, can that be rapidly healing me? How much is it? Like D20 every 6 seconds? I mean, a D10.
It's just one-time D10 anytime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll pop that. That's 9. That's good.
So you like both sprint past this place, and the worms like in the 0.4 of a second it takes them to strip all of the skin and flesh from the Mancer, begin like swarming up out of the tunnel.
Now, he was conscious, right? Just paralyzed.
Just
Yes.
paralyzed.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah,
An awful.
That's so brutal. Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys are sprinting. You get to where the pillar was. Keep running, and then you get to the door, the airlock. Now you've all taken damage of some kind, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
You're breaking up a lot.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on. So you've all taken damage. Are you going to open up the airlock?
I believe this is going to be an issue, and this is why you're bringing it up. Can you do a quick patch job, Dynamax?
Actually, yeah, I guess I can because I have, where is it?
We did bring the ship in real close, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Hold our breath.
I have creative engineering, which I can automatically solve problems related to tech. And if I need to, in addition, I can automatically succeed on a single tech check or single check. So I probably would use that on myself, repairing my suit,
Yeah.
and then I would try to repair his.
Thanks.
I'm going to give you a disadvantage here as the worms are just like tunneling after you at like a frightening speed. They're like coming down right upon you.
Okay, so it would be tech used to repair his, right?
Yeah.
And it's a disadvantage.
Yes, sir.
And I have, luckily, I have a +9 to that skill, but we'll see how well that suits the disadvantage.
You know, if some dickhead wouldn't have thrown him in
19.
the hole, you'd have an extra D8.
That was
19.
success. You can patch up the suit, and you can like smash the button on the airlock thing, and it like opens up, and you are sucked out into space, but also the worms. As like without depressurizing, all of these things are just like sucked out into space.
I can just imagine this tide of worms coming down that corridor and me
Do
going
you see a skeleton floating by?
Yeah.
oh, come on.
Yeah.
He's like
Fix it.
he's just gaffer taping me up all these holes.
You guys both float out into the silence of space, and you can see these like worms just like shrivel up and die in the thousands, and you can bring your way slowly back to the ship. Bring your way inside and get the heck out of Dodge.
Whew. So,
Right.
didn't go quite to plan.
Well, I got some tech. We find out what the whispers were.
Okay,
Seems like a win.
Much better split 2 ways than 4.
Yeah, it's a shame about the Mancer having that accident with the worms.
yeah, they were really keen on him. Like they seem to respond to
They
those
respond
whispers.
real well.
Yeah,
like
it's a shame.
I like the idea that there's like a whiteboard in the ship and it just has 2 objectives, which is find out about the whispers and get tech, and he just takes 2 big
He
ticks.
takes them
Tick,
both.
tick. Clap my hands and rub them together and say, "Let's get out of here." And
Yep. I won't make you do piloting checks.
Thank
I
you.
think you can get out of here and make your way back to the sept, and I guess we'll close with you waiting for the 5th hour to be seen.
and Diomax
Right,
seems content as he's fiddling with this new tech that he found this whole time. So.
Give my gun a look, could you? It came
Oh
off
yeah,
kinda
that's true
rough.
too. Yeah. If I would have time to sleep on the ship, I could use that ability to automatically.
Oh sweet, yeah, you
fix
could
it again.
actually.
Yep.
Just bing, back to brand new again.
Yeah, all right. Well, so we're going to end the playtest. Thanks if you watched.